promptly to go to Florida, and I followed her in her rig, and she went the back way through the Savannah River site, and she proceeded to go very quickly. And I am in an older vehicle, but everything was going fine for several hours, about 400 and some miles. Everything was fine. All of a sudden, on Route 95, my truck decided to die. So I proceeded to pull over to the side of the road, and I called her and texted her and let her know to keep going, that, you know, I had an issue, but I'd have to deal with that. I waited about a half hour. The truck got better, so I turned it on and got off at the next exit and decided to fill it up with gas. I got back onto the exit, and within 2 minutes, the whole truck shut down completely. So I pulled off the shoulder of I-95, called AAA, who sent somebody out who absolutely could do nothing because I had the horse in the trailer and they wouldn't do anything. So Shauna Harding's mother called the state police, who came and stayed behind the truck and trailer for a long time, and proceeded to give me phone numbers of various towing companies that they knew would work well on 95. One of the towing companies called me back and said they had somebody that they knew would help. But in the meantime, I got on my cell phone and went to Facebook and said that I was stuck on I-95, exit 201, heading south in Cocoa, Florida, and I was desperate for help because I had a horse and a trailer with a truck. Within 3 minutes, a gentleman by the name of Matt Lawson from Tennessee called me, and he said, "Hi, you don't know me, but I'm one of your Facebook friends, and I have a friend who has a farm 6 miles down the road. I'm sure they'd be happy to help you out." About 5 minutes later, a gentleman by the name of Chris McFarland called me and said my aunt would be more than happy to put your horse up. 10 minutes into that, meanwhile the phone's ringing, people are calling, everybody's trying to help, and I'm also back and forth with the towing companies. A towing company called me and said, "Yes, I'll put your truck on my flatbed, I'll attach your trailer, and I will take you and your horse to the stall that's 6 miles away, and then I will take you to whatever auto repair place you want." We got the horse situated, we dropped off the trailer, he took me to Tire Kingdom, locally there in Cocoa, who I called ahead of time and said I had a trouble, "Will you be able to help me tonight?" And they said yes.
What time was this?
At this point it's 3:45, okay, and they close at 7. So horse is dropped off, I'm being dropped off at Tire Kingdom, and they do a testing diagnostic and tell me that it's the ignition coil. So we replace the ignition coil, and while I'm sitting there I decide I better just apply for credit while I'm here, just in case this is very expensive. So of course I got credit. Now they're all excited because they know that they've got money for me. So they said, "Well, you know, people who do ignition coils also do fuel flushes." I said, "All right, well, do the fuel flush." So they proceeded to do the fuel flush. Meanwhile, an hour later, I'm waiting. They take it out on the test drive, and they don't get it out of the parking lot because the radiator blows. Because one of the things that they do is press the fuel, they push the system as high as they can to test everything. So the radiator blows. I then have to assign, go ahead, do the radiator. They pull it back in. Actually, they push it back in. Steam everywhere. The poor old guy working on my product, my truck, they order the radiator. Now I have a 2002 Dodge Ram with 100,000 miles on it. I'm sitting there waiting. The radiator arrives. The guy goes, pulls it out, gets mine out, gets ready to put the new one in, and discovers that they have sent him a 2003 radiator with all the wrong hoses. Now, they then decide to search around town. Now it's like 7:30, 7:45, we're getting late now, and they're going to try and find a radiator for me. Meanwhile, my friend Roberto Turan sees my Facebook post, calls me and says, "Cynthia, I'm 38 miles away. I can come get you with my truck and trailer. Just leave your truck there, and they let them work on it tomorrow." And I said, "I'm going to try and get it done tonight." So they go and they get the correct radiator. They start to put the radiator on, and they now discover that they have the wrong lower radiator hose. all auto places close at 9 o'clock. They call back to the assistant store manager and tell him we have the wrong hose. He then has to go driving all around town to find the hose, which he does find. He shows up at 8:45 and says you have 15 more minutes to make sure that everything is right. Now the poor old guy working on the truck, he's tired, he's got problems. He's just now come back to work from a rotator cuff injury, but he refuses to stop. He continues to work on my truck. He gets the radiator done. He gets the hoses done. I got out of there around 9:30 at night. When I went to go check out, they decided to charge me $245 more than what they had quoted me. So needless to say, I argued with that, but paid the bill, drove the car to where my horse was, called Chris McFarland, who came out at 10 o'clock at night, and I said, I can't see because my truck is packed. I need help hooking up the trailer. He came out, helped me hook up the truck and trailer, and then helped me with lights so I could get my horse on the road. And then I spent the night at Roberto Terran's. My horse spent the night, I spent the night, then I got up in the morning and drove to Boynton Beach safely. And here I am now at Kim Little's house with her mom Laura and her sister Michelle and the baby Finn getting ready to have dinner. So all is good. Hey! I have to say, even though it was very stressful, I did take care of my horse with special medication so he would not be too disturbed, but I will tell you that he was quite happy to arrive at Double D Ranch and get to relax in a nice stall with nice people. So I am safe, and I do feel that I had angels watching over me, because being stuck on Route 95 is very dangerous. But thank you to all my Facebook friends who helped me out. I do appreciate it. Thanks, Kim.
And the horse was ridden today.
And the horse was ridden